What's up, family? How y'all doing? I'm here for a special Monday. You know, I typically do not come on Monday, but we're going to come on for this Monday. We're going to come on for Men's Lives Matter Monday. And I think this is a very fitting topic for us to talk about today because oftentimes, family, we ignore domestic violence when it happens to men. I understand that no matter whether it is a man or a woman, domestic violence is never acceptable. But what I want us to do is to have a real conversation when it comes to domestic violence in men. It is really hard out here for some guys, ladies, and we are overlooking it. Even though majority of the cases of domestic violence are said to be women, we should not ever overlook the fact that men go through some really challenging and difficult times in their relationships. And oftentimes they're overlooked, they are diminished, their concerns are diminished, they don't get the assistance that they need, they don't get the protection that they need, and everyone typically brushes it off as though, come on now, that's a female. It ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. And we cannot keep having that mindset in 2023 because as we see, there are a lot of women out in these streets that are not playing any games. They are not equipped to handle stress in relationships. They're not equipped to deal with the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows when it comes to relationships. And a lot of women are losing their mind. Now, let me put a disclaimer on this before I go ahead and get started. Okay. This is not to say that I'm diminishing domestic violence when it comes to women. I am not. This is Men's Lives Matter Monday. So we're going to focus on what men go through on Mondays. So if I come on a Monday, we're going to focus on the men. So don't be in the chat trying to hijack the conversation. Don't be in the chat trying to diminish what men go through. Don't be in the chat blaming it on the men for them to become the victims at the hands of women. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do not tonight, not next week, not next month. Don't do that. We're going to have a critical conversation. We're going to process all of this information as much as we can because I'm not here long tonight. It's a Monday. And I'm sure y'all got to work tomorrow. I hope y'all got to work tomorrow. I'm just saying, I don't want y'all to be up in here in the chat diminishing this man's story and the fact that he is no longer living. We're going to deal with what the facts are from what we see. The facts are the facts of what we see. Anything outside of that, we're not going to do too many speculations. We're not going to do too much speculation because everybody want to be an investigator online, and everybody want to be a clinician online. Now y'all want to diagnose people. We're going to stop doing that. We're going to stop doing that. Like I said the other day, not everybody with mental illness kills somebody. So y'all need to stop doing that. Not everybody who's going through postpartum, allegedly, y'all ain't got no proof of that, but y'all over here running with that. Because everyone is typically trying to find an excuse and a way out of it. And we are not doing that tonight. Tonight is Men's Lives Matter, and we are going to focus on that. So without further ado, I want y'all to go ahead and share the video. It is going to be PG. It might be PG-13. I wanted to be PG, but this is some nonsense. This is some nonsense that happened. So I'm going to try to contain myself. Okay? So listen, share the video. If you are on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell so you can be notified when I go live. Most importantly, interact in the chat and give the video a thumbs up or a thumbs down, whatever you prefer. If you're on Facebook, I need you to do the same thing. I need you to go and like and follow the page and share the video. Most importantly, on Facebook, you have to interact on the chat in the chat. Give them all types of different emojis. Whatever you do, just stay engaged. Here's what we're going to say. I'm coming to you live with the story that everybody has been talking about. Let me go ahead and share the screen, family, so y'all can get a visual for everybody who is not familiar with this story. I am not going to play this on my live, okay? I'm not going to play this on my video. I will drop the link in the description of this video if y'all want to watch the full video. This is a woman. Her name is Khadijah Brown. She is, or it might be pronounced Khadijah. I don't know. The spellings of some names, I just don't know, y'all. So I don't know if it's Khadijah, whatever it is, that's her name. She's married to a guy, may he rest in peace, named Jeremy Brown. There's a video that happens to be all over YouTube. It's been removed from Facebook, but she happened to go live to Facebook. And she was apparently upset about some type of situation. In the video, she's expressing that her husband woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go be at his mama's house. Initially, I'm going to tell you why initially I thought it was his mother, because the cops got it wrong, but it's her mother in the kitchen. And her mother's talking about how she's over at the house cooking for the kids. Now, immediately when I saw this, when I'm over here and I'm listening, I said, hold up a second, hold on. She's going live on Facebook. She murdered her husband on Facebook. It's 7:42 in the morning when the incident happened. I mean, I don't know what people mad at. Breakfast? I mean, what are you so upset at 7 in the morning? But nonetheless, her mother is over at the house on Saturday, March 25th, cooking. And her mother is complaining along with her daughter, the picture I just showed you, right? Along with her daughter complaining that he should be at the house cooking breakfast for the kids. Somewhere along those lines, he comes home and he's on a phone, which was someone who is believed to be his uncle, because he said it was his uncle. Now, I can't tell you if it is his uncle or is not, but he said it was his uncle. And she's complaining about him not being home. She's trying to embarrass him on Facebook Live. You see this man in his house packing up a bag. She's upset that he's packing a bag. He's telling her he don't want no problems. He just want to leave. He just want to leave. As he's packing up the stuff, she is seen on the video grabbing for the phone out of his hand. He asked her repeatedly to stop touching him. You can see that she swats at him in the video. He asked her again not to put her hands on him. You hear this man over and over and over again state that he just wants to leave, and he wants to leave peacefully. You hear him over and over and over again asking her to stop touching him, stop hitting him. You hear the mama in the background. The mama is egging it on. She's very agitated. She's questioning him. So what you want to talk about? Have the conversation. Have the conversation. She's over there irking him. Her daughter is irking him. Her daughter is hitting him. Her daughter is following him around. Her daughter is making threats. And she's just over there asking him what kind of conversation he want to have. You hear her a number of times, stop, Khadijah, stop. You hear the mama saying stop. But that's all you really hear is her telling them to stop. And right before the shot is fired, You hear the mother tell them that they need to go sit down somewhere. And this is exactly why the children are acting the way they act, because she's pretty much saying the way y'all acting, that's the reason why the children are acting the way they're acting. But grandma, mom, is not even thinking that she's acting the same way her daughter's acting. But nonetheless, I'm going to give you all the little intricate parts in a second. But nonetheless, he's going for the door. You can hear him get really mad. He's yelling. He's telling her to stop touching me. This is the last time. Stop touching me. I'm going to call the cops. You can hear the frustration in this man's voice. You can hear that he just wanted to leave that house, and he just wanted her to stop putting her hands on him. He was trying to restrain himself so much, just get a bag of his clothes and get out of that toxic home. And she egged him on. You even hear her in the background say, murder scene, murder scene. You even hear her say, I'll kill you. She goes get the gun. The mother, aka grandma, is saying, y'all stop all of this. Y'all stop. I don't know why people when somebody go get a gun, how are you that calm saying, y'all stop all this? I didn't come over here for all of this. Well, why are you over there in the first place? Your daughter can't cook breakfast for her damn kids herself? But I digress. You can hear him say right before the shot is fired, you hear him say, he asked her to move from the door. She's blocking the door. Then you heard bam. And all this commotion, all this screaming and screaming and screaming. Jeremy, get up. Jeremy, get out. Get out. Get out. Everyone is screaming, help me. Oh, Lord Father, stay with him, Father. Now we want to pray. Now everybody want to pray. I love him. Don't leave me, Jeremy. Don't leave me, Jeremy. All of this crazy commotion going on for a situation that could have been prevented. Now that's the scoop of everything. That's the meat and the potatoes. Now let's start to break this sucker down, because I got something to say to y'all ladies. Oh, I do. I got something to say to y'all ladies. This woman killed her husband. This woman said she was going to do it. This woman got a video out on Facebook. Let me see what date this video is from. This video is from August 11th, 2021. Now, I will show y'all a clip of the video. Y'all going to have to go watch it yourself, because I don't want copyright claims because of music that they're playing. But from 2021, there's a video of them on Facebook together. Let me show y'all on Facebook. Give me a second. And in this video, when you get to 17 minutes and about 35 seconds in, if you listen to what she's saying, in this video, they're listening to a song playing. And whoever the artist is in this song, this artist is a woman who apparently shot her man in the song. And she's so fascinated by this music video that she's watching, that she happens to say to her husband, if you leave, I'm going to kill you. And she said it so matter of fact. And you can see in this video, her husband stops and he looks at her. And he had this look like, she wilding out. As though he knew something ain't right. Now, this is 2011. This is 2011. She pregnant in the video. She's dancing in the video with him. She's singing the words to this very aggressive, masculine song, word for word. She's just so hyped about the video. She took over this man's live. This is on his page. She took over his whole damn live, and she's doing all this masculine crazy stuff that she's doing. Every lyric of the song she knew word for word. And then when it got to the point in whatever video they were watching, when the girl shot her man, she was fascinated. She was like, pop. And she said, that right there. You know how, I'm not making fun of the country folk. I'm just saying. They talk about how our accents sound. We talk about how their accents sound. So, I just have a tendency of mimicking people. That's just something that I do. Everybody that personally knows me knows I like to mimic people. But nonetheless, she was like, that's right there. You leave me, I'm going to kill you. And she said it so matter-of-factly. And he just looked at her like, is she serious? Well, she was serious. She was serious. Here we are, 2023, March 25th. She killed him. And if you listen to the video long enough from the camera, she was streaming live. See, she was streaming live. She put the camera down. And then the camera fell over. And you can't see anything, but you can hear it all. Even the pop, the screaming, and everything. And if you let it play, it's 1 hour and 18 minutes. I played the whole 1 hour and 18 minutes. I want to hear what was going to be saying. And you can hear the cops come in, and they're trying to make sense of the scene, because I want y'all to hear this. They're trying to make sense of the scene. And they're looking at the door. They're looking at him on the floor. And the reason why I know they're looking at him on the floor, because the cops said he fell right there. But he shot in the back of his head. Y'all hear what I'm saying? He shot in the back of his head. He said, before I even said anything, when I pulled on the scene, she ran up to me, automatically said they was fighting, they was tussling over the gun. She already had her whole story told, because the minute she pulled that trigger, you hear her say, I don't want to go to jail. Said, I don't want to go to jail. So he's saying, the cop is saying, when he got on the scene, he didn't even approach her. She ran up to him. And she said to him, they were in an argument, tussling over the gun, and the gun went off. Now, here's the thing. I want to say this. Because I'm pretty sure I'm trying to be as sensitive as possible to the family of both, because this is a bad situation for everybody. I do not believe. Now, I'm trying to watch my words, because I don't want y'all to misinterpret what I'm saying. But you gotta listen to what the cop is saying in that 1 hour and 18-minute video. You gotta listen to what the cop is saying for you to be able to understand where I'm coming from. The cop couldn't find a magazine to the gun. He was like, well, where's the magazine? Do you know what a magazine is? Do you mind if I go look around and look into the drawers and stuff to see if I can find a magazine? He couldn't find a magazine to the gun. The magazine was in the gun. But those of us who are gun owners, we all know, right? Come on, y'all family, we the ones that are gun owners, we all know you are responsible for every bullet that come out of that gun, whether it's from the magazine or the chamber. You are responsible for every bullet that comes out of that gun. And although apparently there was no magazine in the gun, there was a bullet in the chamber. And you heard her say, I didn't know there was a bullet in the chamber, is what you heard her say on the video. I didn't know it was a bullet in the chamber. Now, here's my thing. Perhaps she didn't know there was a bullet in the chamber. I don't know. Perhaps she didn't know there was a bullet in the chamber. At the end of the day, you still responsible for every bullet that come out of that gun. If you don't know nothing about guns, you should not be playing with them. If you don't know how to clock it back to see if there's a bullet in that chamber, you shouldn't be playing with it. If you don't understand how to count the bullets in your magazine, if you don't know how many bullets your gun hold, you should not have one. You should not be playing with one. And why would you go get the gun anyway? So a lot of people are going to be on here and say, well, there were calls to the house before on domestic violence, because that's what the sheriff said. But how do you know those calls to the house on domestic violence was because he was the aggressor? How do you know she wasn't the aggressor? See, this is where I'm going with this situation right here. This is why I say this is going to be Men's Lives Matter Monday. Because this woman clearly on the video was an aggressor. She's hitting him. She's slapping him. She's trying to get the phone. She's threatening him. She's pushing him. She's blocking the door. She's doing all types of ridiculous things. There's only but so many times somebody's going to let you hit them. And for some reason in this society, we don't chastise the woman for their bad behavior. We don't chastise the women for putting their hands on men. We don't. The minute a man hits a woman, he's in the wrong. We don't even care about gathering the facts or gathering the evidence. We have so many mothers that tell their sons, I don't care what she do. Don't put your hands on her. And I'm not saying those mothers are right, but I'm also not saying those mothers are wrong. I'm saying we gotta look at everything as it is. It is not okay to put your hands on people. There are consequences for that. But for some reason, in our society, a woman could put her hands on a man and no one says anything until his life is gone. We can wear purple ribbons. We can talk about Domestic Violence Month in October. We can talk about all these things about women. We have shelters for women. We have services for women. We have counseling for women. We'll put them in housing. We'll give them Section 8. We'll give them welfare. We'll give them everything to get them away from their batterer. What about when a batterer is a woman? And for some reason, that doesn't sit well with us. For some reason, we want to diminish it and we want to overlook it until it's your brother with the bullet in his head, until it's your son with the bullet into his head, until it's your father with the bullet to his head, your brother, your friend, your nephew with the bullet to his head. That's when we want to take a stance. This is serious. Keep your hands to yourself. Why is that so hard for people to understand? Why is that so hard for people to understand? Women can be agitators as well. And she agitated this man. She harassed this man. She put her hands on this man. And you can even hear him say, I'm going to call my cousin over here. And you hear her mama in the background. Don't call nobody over here. Don't call nobody over here. This mother is not even trying to be a counsel, a wise counsel for her daughter and her daughter's husband, because that woman is not wise herself. That woman is not wise herself. And that's why I say to my brothers all the time, don't rush to get married. Don't rush to have babies. Wrap that thing up. It's real out here. Don't go after her because she pretty. Don't go after her because she got a nice body. Because she gets it down in the sheets. Because her brain is out of control. Don't go after her because of that. You got to watch her family dynamics. Not only her emotion, but you got to watch her family dynamics. What is her mother and her father like? What is her relationship like with her mother? How does her mother treat her father? Is there a father present? You got to look at everything. How is her mental health? How does she manage emotions? What does she do when she get angry? When she's not liking how things are going between you and her, does she sit down and talk to you? Is she able to manage her emotions? Is she accusatory? How is her self-esteem? But nah, everybody want to get married. Everybody want to get married. And they want to post all over the internet how great their relationship is. Or people just mad and jealous at us. They think we are the perfect couple. I'm looking at your pages. I would never have thought y'all was a perfect couple. See, people like to post nice things. They got all their nice little pictures up. Everybody's excited about their pictures. This is what we do. This is what we do. We employ these fake relationships. We love them. We be like, yeah, black love. Black love. I just like how they have so much fun. That's what I'm talking about. That's real. This is what we do. This is what we do. And we go to social media and we post us all booed up, and nobody's really talking about what goes on in their lives. This is what we do. Everything is peachy cream until it's not. Everything is hunky-dory till it's not. And I don't even think that some of us even know what a toxic relationship look like. I don't even think some of us know or understand when we're doing things that are toxic. We're so excited about Black love. Ooh, look at them. That's right. He stayed married. They got the kids. He loved his family. He did. He did. And guess what? She took both him and her from these kids because of anger, because she couldn't keep her hands to herself, because she's a troublemaker, because her first go-to is a gun. She did this while these children were in the house. She didn't care about them children. She weren't even thinking about those children. These children seen their father lie on the ground with a bullet in his hand, in his head, from the hands of their mother. That's what happened. You can hear the children screaming and crying. The grandmother saying, "Don't go in there. Get them out of there." Oh, you want to be screaming now and protecting them now. Why weren't you protecting them knowing that they were in the house? Why are you allowing your daughter to act the way she's acting knowing them babies were in the house? Y'all need to go and sit down somewhere. That's why the children act the way they act. You ain't got it all in your head either. You need to go to jail too. Them children in a blink of an eye. No mother, no father, but we talk about Black love. No mother, no father, but we talk about get married. That's right, y'all. Marriage is hard. You got to work, do it, y'all. We gonna go. You gonna fight. You want to fight. Y'all gonna yell and scream at each other. Not, I don't want no marriage like that, baby. If we gotta yell and scream at each other, we don't need to be together. I don't want no marriage that's gonna bring me out of character. I'm okay. You can't bring that kind of stress in my life. I'm okay. But for some reason, many of us promote this kind of toxicity. We promote it. That's why y'all stick together. Everybody fight. What kind of fight are we talking about, y'all? Because I don't want to fight my man. We don't agree on everything. That's fine. We talk about it like how I talk with y'all. We talk about it. We talk about it. The yelling and the screaming, it's never going to be for me. It ain't never going to happen. Not here, not in this house. I like peace. If y'all follow me on Instagram, y'all see Officer Stedman and I, we talk about that. And we're very transparent people. The good, the bad, the ugly. I'll clip you before I deal with anything. I will let you go. I will let you go before I allow you to bring drama in my house. But some people are just so addicted to drama, even the way they speak. I hear some people, every other word is a cuss word and they're talking to their partners. I don't even understand it, but I mind my business, y'all. I mind my business. See, we don't understand what we're doing when we speak like this to the people that we say we love, to the people we bear children with. When we're aggressive, we're cussing, we're speaking reckless, we're threatening their lives. Do you know what you sowing in your life? Talking reckless like that? But so many of us don't even think about that. We have too many people in our community that think that that's Black love. You know what Black love looks like? This is what Black love looks like. This is what it looks like. A father with his child. It looks like the father posting about his children and their accomplishments. And of course, it looks like mothers doing the same thing. That's what it looks like. That's the kind of stuff we should be promoting. That's the stuff we should focus on. But we should never, ever ignore when a man is getting abused by a woman. See, what we got to understand, family, and then I'm out of here. But what we got to understand, and I want you fellas, I'm talking to the fellas right now. This is why I want y'all to stop. I want y'all to stop doing this because y'all hesitate on calling the cops on your abusive girlfriends and abusive wives. Y'all hesitate of calling the cops on that woman when she put hands on you. She don't hesitate. She don't hesitate. She can punch you in your face. She could spit at you. She could threaten you. She could stab you. And the minute you strike back, she's going to call the cops on you. And she's going to make sure you go to jail. And she's going to cry victim. The minute you strike back, she's going to cry victim. She's going to say, he hit me. She's going to call you all types of names. She's going to threaten you. I'm going to take your kids. I'm going to take your money. You ain't come back here. Go back to your mother. She's going to say all types of reckless things. You bastard. You this, you that, you little this, you little that. She's going to insult your manhood. She's going to insult your income. She's going to insult your job, your sex game, your friends, your mother. If you have other children, your children. She's going to be reckless with her mouth. And y'all just walk away. Y'all just walk away. And then for some reason, y'all go right back in that kind of relationship. And here's what I don't understand. If we communicate to our women not to accept anything like that, not to return to relationships like that, why aren't we saying the same thing to our guys? And I really don't understand. There are so many. We always talk about the women. I don't know why they go back. That couldn't be me. Better her than me. But men do the same thing. That's why we got to get out of this dichotomous thinking when we think it's either or. It's either the woman or the... No. It's both. It's both and. Men do the same thing because no one is really talking about the self-esteem of men. No one is really talking about the depression of men. No one is really talking about the trauma that men go through and how what they witnessed growing up impacts them as well. A lot of these men go back and they will tell you, I did it for the children. No, they didn't. They did it because they had low self-esteem. That's why they did it. They did it because they didn't know their worth and they didn't know their value. And they diminished her bad behavior. They just take air. They just walk away. They may stay with a friend for a little bit. They let things die down. And then they turn around and they go back to their relationship. A lot of these men do that. They go back to their relationship. And then all is good under the sun. And then she acts up again. And he leaves again. And then he turns around and he goes right back to his relationship. Diminishing bad behaviors. Diminishing the fact that she puts her hands on him. Diminishing the fact that she speaks reckless out of her mouth. Diminishing the fact that she's aggressive and she's masculine. Diminishing the fact that she is insulting. She's disrespectful. This woman done went to her Facebook page and posted that her husband was bisexual. And people believe in this stuff. And if you read through all her postings, you will see she was just angry at him. Some people say that, well, she did it because he was cheating. And maybe that is the case. What it looks like on Instagram, he has some very inappropriate communication with this young woman right here. Allegedly. But is that enough to put a bullet in his head? But some women think it's cute. If I ever find you cheating, I'll kill you. A lot of women say that to their men. You think I'm playing? I will F you up if I ever. They think it's cute. But if a man said the same thing to a woman, it'd be domestic violence. If a man said the same thing to the woman, it'd be domestic violence. She'll walk her behind over to the police department and put in for a TRO, a temporary restraining order. If it's not okay for a man to say those kind of things to a woman, it's not okay for a woman to say those kind of things to a man. Why do we diminish this? Why do we diminish it? Why do we find excuses? This man received a bullet in the back of his head while his children were in a home when the only thing he wanted to do was leave. When the only thing he wanted to do is leave. This man has asked repeatedly to just leave the home. She blocked the door. And as he's walking out the door, she put a bullet in the back of his head. That's what she did. But the minute she does it, we want to say postpartum. We want to say, oh, well, the sheriff said there was a history of domestic violence. She got tired. We come with all the excuses right away. Right away. We got all the excuses right away. Easy ones, right? Easy one out. Oh, it was the postpartum. So now everyone a doctor here. Everyone's a clinician. Everyone got diagnosing power. Everyone walks around with their license from the state, giving them permission to diagnose. Everybody's a doctor now. Postpartum. But when a man does it, it's domestic violence, it's abuse. So women can't be batterers. It was her emotions. Oh. This woman, if you go through her Facebook page, this woman wasn't normal acting from beginning. Don't even come to me with no postpartum. Don't even do it. This woman was aggressive from day one. This woman has so many postings on there that you can tell she wasn't wrapped too tight, and she was proud of it. She was proud of her aggression. She was proud of it. I cannot stand when we uphold one and diminish the other. Because let me tell y'all something. If it was your brother, your father, your uncle, your nephew, your son, would you be okay with it? Would you be okay with it? Would you tell your son, your brother, your uncle, your cousin, your nephew, would you tell the males in your family or the males that you have produced, would you tell them not to call the cops, not to file a police report, not to request a temporary restraining order and go for a final restraining order? Would you tell them not to? Because fellas, I'm gonna really need y'all to get it all the way together. The minute a woman disrespects you, it's a wrap. Just like I would tell a woman the same thing. When a man disrespects you, it's a wrap. When a woman disrespects you, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. You can wrap it all up. You got to be smart about these kind of things and stop diminishing it. Stop diminishing. There's so many brothers out there that allow women to do so many disrespectful things to them, and they diminish it. They diminish it. Nah, I ain't scared of her. This is not about being scared. This is about being smart. It ain't this much fun in the world. Y'all want to be on camera for social media acting up, and y'all can't even get your whole damn relationship together. Your whole damn relationship is a mess. but everybody's screaming black love. The whole relationship is a hot mess. If that's what black love look like, I don't want it. You can keep it. You can keep it. If that's what black love look like, I don't want it. I don't want it. If black love look like this, I don't want it. The toxicity. The toxicity. The negativity. The lack of love. The lack of respect. This is not cute. This is not cute. I just wanted to come on here real quick, family, just to go over this because everyone want to act like they shocked. I'm reading the comments, I'm watching the videos, and everybody want to act like they are shocked. Did y'all see that? Oh my God, that's so sad. Which part is sad about it? Tell me which part is sad about it. That's so sad. Them poor babies. But it was the other way around, y'all would be enraged. Y'all would be enraged. There'll be a whole damn campaign on black femicide at the hands of men. And rightfully so. And rightfully so. But see, when we highlight one and shadow the other, bad behavior continues to happen. She is the epitome of a lot of women that do things like that feel that they could put their hands on men, that feel like they can be disrespectful and they are untouchable. Nothing is going to happen to them. You wouldn't go and pull a gun out on stuff that you were starting as clear as day because you angry at 7 o'clock in the morning because he's not home cooking breakfast for your kids. This is what she said in the video. He should be cooking for these kids. Then heifer, what are you doing? What are you doing? He want to go to work. He ain't got to be to work till 9 in the morning. Your mama is mad that she's over your funky house cooking for you and your children. You brought your mother into that drama for something you could have done for yourself. If you had that much energy at 7 o'clock in the morning to be mad at bacon, if you had that much energy, you could have made your kids some food. What is going on here? What is going on here? I'm still scratching my head. I'm trying to get the beginning of it straight. I'm trying to understand moments before the shooting. That you mad he woke up 6 o'clock in the morning to go to his mama house. Perhaps being in a house with you is painful. Perhaps you're argumentative. Perhaps you're problematic. Perhaps you're aggressive. Perhaps you're violent. Perhaps you're disrespectful. I don't know why so many women think they get a pass. And if he picks up and leave, he's wrong. He's leaving his kids. Maybe he's not leaving his kids. Perhaps he's leaving you. Perhaps he doesn't want to deal with you anymore. Perhaps you're problematic. Perhaps living in a house with you is uncomfortable. Perhaps you don't bring him peace. Perhaps you don't bring calm. Nobody wants to deal with anybody like that. A woman doesn't want to deal with a man like that, and a man shouldn't have to deal with a woman like that. But why do we get to the point where we want to blame one person and not the other? We always want to talk about the man, but we don't analyze the behaviors of the woman. I was proud that brother was leaving. I was like, go ahead, keep that. And do you know on that video, I'm going to say this and I'm out. If you listen to the whole 1 hour and 18 minutes, I'm going to drop the link below in the description. But if you listen to that whole 1 hour and 18 minutes, you will hear one of the officers say to another officer, He called 911 and he asked for an escort to that house. He asked for an escort to that house, and the police told him they don't do that. That's what you hear a cop say. I hope his mother sued him too. The police told him they don't do that. So he went into that lion's den on the phone with the witness on the phone, trying to get out of there. He's not engaging with them. He ain't calling her no names. He ain't pushing her. He ain't disrespecting her disrespectful mama. He's not doing any of that. He is trying to pack his bag to leave that house. He on the phone with his uncle. He's saying, stop putting your hands on me. I'm going to call my cousin over here. He took it back to the old school. He only 28. You know the old school, right? You know, you put your hand on one of my male cousins. I'm talking about back in the days, y'all. I don't do that stuff anymore. I don't do that. I'm good now. I don't do that stuff anymore. I got a license to protect y'all, a couple of licenses. I don't do that no more. I'm just talking about in my younger days. I'm just talking about that. Put your hands on my cousin. She did what? Okay, we going over there. Y'all, let's go. We going over there. We packing too. Let's go. We're going to whoop her. You know what? That's right. I'm just trying to tell y'all. I'm just trying to. We're not doing that. You ain't touching my cousin. You ain't doing that. Because why? Because mama and auntie and grandma all said, don't put your hand on a woman. Don't put no hand on your woman. Don't put no hand on you. Don't put your hand on a woman. Don't you hit the woman. If she hit you, walk away. That's what we tell our sons. If she hits you, walk away. Because if you hit her back, you're going to jail. But we don't tell our daughters, if you hit him, you're going to jail. Don't put your hand on no man. You hit him, you're going to jail. Do we say that to our daughters? You hit him, you're going to jail. We don't say that to our daughters because society doesn't promote that. And we haven't challenged society on that. We don't say that. Come on, y'all. Let's just be honest. We don't say that to our daughters. Don't put your hands on him, because you put your hands on him, you're going to jail. No, because we don't expect him to call the cops. I think we need to start changing that narrative. I think we need to start telling our daughters to keep their hands off of men. I think we need to tell our daughters, if you put your hands on him, you're going to jail. I think we need to tell our sons, if she touch you, call the cops. It ain't nothing punk about that. See, we try to create these hyper masculine situations, and then we get mad when our boys are hyper masculine. You ain't no punk. Just walk. You ain't got to call the cops. She's a girl. She ain't gonna do nothing. You stronger than her. You ain't stronger than a bullet, my man. Bruh, you ain't stronger than a bullet. And that's exactly what happened. Don't put your hands on her. He yelling at her, stop touching me. Keep your hands off of me. He's yelling. You can tell he is angry. He's frustrated, because if she was a dude, he would knock her ass out. And he's angry. He's angry. If she was a dude, she would have got the two-piece. And he's trying to restrain himself, because mama and grandma said don't touch no woman. Because he know if he touch her, whether he's in the right or wrong, or he was protecting himself, he gonna get locked up. That black man gonna get locked up, baby. And he know that. He know that. But yet we got women, you feeling kind of froggy leap, talking to their men. You feeling kind of, I'm not telling my man you feeling kind of froggy leap. rest assured, I'm gonna protect myself as much as I can. But I'm not gonna egg him on. I don't want to get this face messed up. You feeling kind of froggy leap. So you about it? You just gangster like that? People be doing stuff too much for me. You know why they do that? You know why they do that? Because a lot of women know, not all, but a lot of women know ain't nothing going to happen. That's why they do it. You ain't going to do nothing. And they say that to men. I hear it all the time. What you going to do? What you going to do? Where y'all getting that from? It's disgusting. Why do y'all think that behavior is okay? Protecting yourself is one thing, and I get it. I get it. You got to protect yourself. But some of y'all are just aggressive agitators. What are you doing? You look stupid. Y'all welcome, swear to God, all my life, really? Aren't your kids over there? Like, we gotta do all of that? Y'all watching too much TV and listen to too much music. This is what men have to contend with. Men have to contend with these kind of women. And they say, you leaving your kids. Why you leaving your kids? You walk away from your family. You ain't no man. You a pussy. You walking away from your family. No, he's not walking away from his family. Sweetheart, he's walking away from you. And unfortunately, you come as a package with the kids. And even when he try to fight the system to get his kids, guess what? He loses. He loses because most judges don't give kids to the father. Most of them don't. You got to downright prove that she's neglectful and putting them kids at risk. Most of them don't. They don't. And unfortunately, so many men, they don't want to make that decision, but they make that decision because to live with you is painful. To live with you is painful. And the crazy part is even when he walks away, she don't want him to leave. She don't want to respect him. She don't want to love him, but she don't want him to leave. Y'all are some difficult women. Y'all difficult. Y'all difficult. Shout out to Sid. My brother says, when I lived in Austin, Texas in the 90s, I never seen so many women beat their men. This was regardless of race. Something was in the water because Black, white, and Latino women were fighting their men. Didn't see this elsewhere. Baby, that is still happening. You can see that all over. White women fighting their men, Black women fighting their men, Hispanic women fighting their men. And ain't nobody saying nothing to these women. And then when he leave, she crying, boo-hoo, she the victim. She want to post about him. She want to kick his back into everybody that's going to listen. She going to call him a deadbeat. You leave your kids. What kind of man leave their kids? You a wussy. You a pussy. You a little boy. She want to do all this extra stuff, but never looking at her own behavior. Girl, if you don't get your behind into therapy and get your head all the way right, if you don't go sit your behind down somewhere and calm down and get your head all the way, if you don't go deal with your trauma, if you don't go deal with your traumatic past, if you don't go deal with your abuse that you suffered, if you don't go deal with the fact that your mama was an addict, your father was an addict, if you don't go deal with your problems and sit your behind down somewhere. That's right. It's time for me to get on out of here. Mondays is Men's Lives Matter because it matters. And I don't know what y'all teaching your sons and your daughters, but I teach my daughters the same thing I teach my sons. Don't put your hands on nobody. There are consequences for that. You might not walk away alive. You might find yourself in jail. I tell my community all the time the same thing as I tell my children all the time. When you walk out that door, when you wake up in the morning, you got to remember two things. Do you like your freedom? And do you want to live today? That's it. That's it. Two things. He wanted to live today. Jeremy Brown wanted to live. He wanted to live. He wanted to be alive today. Jeremy Brown wanted to live. If it was a woman, we'd be like, hashtag say her name. Say her name, hashtag. We got to stop domestic violence. And automatically, when we say it, we got to stop domestic violence. We ain't talking about the man, we're talking about the woman. Automatically. It's a damn shame. Women are losing their lives. And you're right. You're right. You're 100% right. But men are too. Men are too. So when we say stop domestic violence, that includes men. That includes violence on men. Because he wanted to live. Jeremy Brown wanted to live. He wanted to be there for his children. He wanted to be a father. He wanted to live. This man wanted to live. This man wanted to raise these children. This man wanted to leave her. We can't forget that. This man tried patiently to leave. This man on that video exercised control. He exercised self-control. He did what we told him to do. Tell him to don't put their hands on you. Tell him you're going to call the cops. Walk away. Leave the house. Let things calm down. He did or was trying to do everything we tell the man to do, and she killed him. She killed him. She killed him. She killed him. Because she couldn't manage her own emotions. Because she couldn't stand to lose. Because she's aggressive. Because she's disrespectful, and her mama is too. Because she is selfish. She didn't care about them children. So I have to say, my prayers go out to the Brown family. Everybody lost. Everybody lost. The children lost for a lifetime. Hopefully they can heal and have healthy relationships when they get older. Because unfortunately, many of us learn how to be in relationships based off of the relationships we watched growing up. And unfortunately, clearly, that was not a relationship that should have been teaching the children. Clearly. My heart goes out to the mother of Jeremy. Because if you look at the post, you could tell this is a man that loved his mother. If you look at the post, he loved his mother and his mother loved him. And she is not going to see her son anymore. We tell our sons to do right by your children. You get her pregnant, you marry her, you make an honest woman out of her. You stay there for the children. You raise your children. You don't leave your family. This is what we tell our men. This is what we tell our men. And this man did that. This man did that. That's what we tell the men. We tell our men this. You don't walk away from your family. If you can lie down with her and have a baby by her, you can marry her. This is what we tell our men. And he did that. He married her. He married her on February 11th of 2016. This is their marriage certificate. He married her. And she killed him. She killed him. He made an honest woman out of her. He made sure they all bear the Brown last name, their slave master's name. But nonetheless, that's a whole other conversation. But they all bear the Brown last name. And he was there for them kids. And she killed him. And then she had the audacity to cry over his body and say, Jeremy, get up. Don't you leave me. Stay with me. Stay with you. Ma'am, you took a 9mm to the back of the head. What do you mean stay with you? In spirit? What do you mean, ma'am? Her mama said, what are you doing? Get out of there. And she said, I need to wrap his head. And that's when I knew it was a bullet to the head. And that's what made me continue to listen to that video. And then the cops said, well, he was shot in the back of the head. And he fell right here. But when I was outside, she said they was tussling from the gun and the gun went off. But he got shot in the back of the head. And she lying. She lying. And that's what a lot of women do. The minute they see, oh, I got myself in water that's a little bit too deep, I'm going to cry these crocodile tears. I'm going to be the victim. I'm going to be the victim. and her mama just lying right along with her because she don't want her daughter to go to jail. But guess what, y'all, family, as we get on out of here tonight, guess where her daughter's at? Her daughter's in jail where she belongs. And hopefully she don't get bombed. But you already know how America's going. You can kill somebody today and be out tonight. America is going in the wrong direction. She needs to stay in the jail under the cell. All that dancing she was doing on Facebook Live, y'all, she need to go ahead and continue that dancing in the prison, in the jail, and them babies don't need to come to the prison to see her. They don't need to be reminded of their trauma every day they go see her. Then you're messing up their head, messing up their head, and they're gonna mess in them baby heads to believe that mama was in the right and daddy was in the wrong. Let that man go out with a great name. Let him be who he is. He was a father to them kids. Let that be the truth. Listen, y'all, family, if you're on Facebook, go ahead and share this video. I told you I was gonna keep it PG 13. You know, I did good. I did good. Y'all pray with me. I'm doing well. Okay. If you're on YouTube, family, I want you to go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you can be notified when I go live. Most importantly, family, you want to learn about having a healthy relationship and how to communicate with your mate effectively, or when to walk away from relationships that are not fitting of you, or how to increase your self-esteem, whether you are a man or a woman, how to face the truth and the realities of the kind of situation you are in. Don't make your relationship out to be positive if it's a pile of you know what, you go ahead and follow me on Instagram, where it's all about relationships. All about relationships. I even share my relationship. We ain't got a perfect relationship, but we damn sure ain't got a toxic one. I can tell you that one, baby. I can tell toxicity and me don't get along. She is a loner. Toxicity in me, you would be by yourself, baby. And I want to be able to teach people how to do that, both men and women, how to let go and walk away, because you're worth it. You're worth your life. You're worth your freedom. You're worth it. She was worth her freedom and he was worth his life. Unfortunately, one person made a decision to take away both. I love you all for real. Have a great night.